Hi everybody, it's Kathy, and this is my first tutorial. As I said on my last project share video, I was going to give it a shot and keep it simple, I hope. I'm going to be making this little thank you card, and as you can see there are dried herbs of lavender and a pansy. As far as the dried herbs go, I grow my own lavender, and this is a very special lavender. You might be able to tell that it's a little bit darker than some of the lavender you might find in stores. I liked the color of this lavender so much that I grew it from seed so I would have my own little supply. And besides the lavender, we're going to be using dried pansies. Now, Frugal Crafter has a video, and I am subscribed, so if you check on my channel under my subscriptions, you'll find her channel, and she has a great video on how to dry your flowers using a microwave. I find that with pansies they maintain their color so well that I do dry them at first a little bit in the microwave, just like she did, and then while they're still tiny bit damp, I place them the old-fashioned way between two pieces of white paper and in a book and let them finish. And the reason I'm showing you these two, you might be able to tell, there's a difference. This one has been sealed, so I sat there with wax paper and Mod Podge and a brush and painstakingly sealed both sides of this pansy because I was using them in resin, and if you've ever dropped a live flower into resin, the color will just dissipate into the resin. So this is what the pansy looks like after it's been dried and untouched any further, and this is what it looks like after you've resined it. Now you could put this on a card, and I'm not too sure how well it will hold up. I personally decided to use these ones because they're much more stable. I can really play with them. If I did all this to this unsealed one, it would just kind of crumble. It's very soft and sweet. Love pansies. And I will be putting together little packages of some of my dried pansies from this spring and putting them up on my Etsy shop, as well as I will have the little sprigs, which I'm going to show you how to make right now in case you have access to your own lavender. You could do this yourself. I first start by putting just a tiny bit of glue right about where I'm going to be putting my bow. And that's more than tiny. I'm just giving it a second to come together a bit. It just helps a little when you're fighting with the bow. And then of course a piece of twine or ribbon. I don't know, I'm cutting this about 10 or 12 inches. If you want to go more sparingly you can. I just find that it becomes very difficult when you're tying these to put up with running short right when you're making your bow. So I've left a good 4 inches. I don't mind even leaving a little more on the side, and then I just wrap right across that glue spot a couple of times. And here comes the really easy part, trying to keep it together while you tie your bow. And don't pull too hard because, as you can see, very fragile, and you will actually snap your stems in two if you do pull too tight. So just make a little bow, a simple step a child. could do, right? Although these days with Velcro, who knows? Alright, there we go. And then I could play for a very long time trying to manipulate this because of course I want my bow to be just right. Make sure it's the right size. Make sure it's on nice and tight and even. And that my two little ends are coming downwards so that it all looks pretty. Well, almost. I might flip that one around again so there we go. And as I said, you can play with this for a while until you get it just so. And then I have already cut this lavender down because they're very long stems. And then maybe a little bit more to get it on to your card. And there you go. A nice little lavender sprig. Now I will tell you that on the card that I did, and I'll hold this up, if you look very carefully you can see little teeny bits of glue just underneath the buds because these are fragile. And of course, you know, somebody just pulls this out of a card, it's going to fall apart. So I put a little teeny snippet of glue at the bottom of the buds to hold most of them on, and it's holding up fairly well. And I have Mod Podged my pansy so that it's a little more sturdy. But I am going to be doing a tutorial in the future on how to create a boxed card. So a little box made out of the same paper that you're making your card with, so you can place it inside there, and for shipping purposes it would possibly hold up a little better and be quite special because it became a boxed card. So I have embossed my card, so you can emboss it or decorate it or paint it whatever way you would like. And then I'm just going to place my little sprig down, and of course you could always embellish further. My little sentiment. Decide where you would like to put your pansy. I think on the one that I did I put it there, but you can place it anywhere. And I won't go over all the gluing parts because, like I said, I'm trying to keep this very simple. Talk a little bit more about drying flowers and ways that you can use them instead of types of glue. And oh, and on mine I did embellish with this cute little bird in his cage. Delightful Designers, Etsy. Very cute trim. So there it is, my first tutorial. I will leave a link to my Etsy shop because, as I've said, I'll try to get some of these pansies, and I will be placing fairly soon, as soon as I get them packaged, packages of about 3 of these sprigs. And if you don't have access to lavender or pansies, maybe you could pick them up, or if you do, you can make them yourself. Don't forget to subscribe. I hope you liked the tutorial. I hope it was smooth and quick enough for you. You can visit me also at huckleberryherbs.com, where you can read my blog and maybe make some comments, or make some comments here. I'd love to hear back. Well, until next time, and lace journals and bridal bags and more altered shabby chic projects, cards, dried flowers, photography. Oh, love it all. Can't wait. Looking forward to seeing you again. Until then, God bless everybody.